The card has been set. NXT Takeover Vengeance Day on the weekend, and we got the go home show tonight. And what a show it was! We're gonna get into it in just a second, so stay tuned. This is your NXT review. What's up, Maniacs? My name is Mex. I'm a wrestling fan, a wrestling enthusiast, a WrestleManiac, if you will. And today we are talking about NXT. What a good show we had. Great wrestling show, as it usually is, with a lot of tag team action. Obviously, we are on the road to the finals of the Dusty Cup, which will be happening at Vengeance Day. So we had a lot of tag team matches. But yeah, really, really good show. And I can't wait to jump into it with you guys. By the end of this week, you will get an NXT Takeover Vengeance Day prediction show on my channel as well. So please look out for that. And yeah, let me know. Come and join in the live session. It'll be a live, and let me know who you think is going to win the matches at the takeover on the weekend. In case you didn't know as well, on this channel I review all things that are WWE and AEW. So if this sounds like the place for you, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, and please make sure that you hit the notification bell as well, so you get notified every time I drop a new video. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into the review. The show opened up with the Men's Dusty Classic semi-final match, MSK versus Legado del Fantasma, and what a match this was. MSK have kind of just adapted to WWE life like so well. You never really get to see someone get signed and thrown into matches straight away. Even, you know, some of the bigger guys, bigger names, should I say, that come into WWE NXT, and it's like they're maybe doing promos and stuff, and you don't see them to a takeover in action or anything like that, building anticipation. But MSK have adapted straight away, straight into it, into the semi-final. Legado del Fantasma, they were brilliant as well. Wacky and Wild was pulling out some crazy stunts in this match, and MSK as well. You know, MSK kind of set the pace with that, and Legado del Fantasma were keeping up with them, and Legado del Fantasma started the match as the heels, having all the kind of strong, heavy moves and heelish tactics over them. But you know, MSK, they fought back. We saw, like I said, a lot of kind of tag team action, and yeah, they eventually won the match. I think it was with their running blockbuster kind of move that they do. So MSK are in the finals of the Dusty Cup, the Dusty Classic. Great to see, you know, them get there. This is their debut, you know, showings at a takeover and stuff. Unfortunately, it was at the defeat of Legado del Fantasma, who have been great as well. But yeah, just amazing to see how they've been progressing through in NXT, despite them, you know, just arriving, if we're completely honest with ourselves. So yeah, MSK are in the Men's Dusty Cup Classic final, and we're gonna see who they're gonna take on later on in the night. Next up, we had Xia Li coming down. She was taking on Cora Jade. I think Cora Jade is one of these new signees to the Performance Center, meant to be like someone they have big hopes for. Not really sure why they put her in the jobber role in this match. Spoiler, Xia Li won in like a matter of minutes. What was interesting during this match, we saw Caden Cameron, that is definitely not her name. Where did I get that from? Caden Carter and Casey Catanzaro come down to the ring, and are telling Xia Li, oh no, stop it, Xia, you're not like this, why are you behaving like this, etc., etc., trying to win back their friend. You know, they never had like a long standing relationship on TV, but you know, they clearly care somewhat, and trying to win back their friend. As well, like, this is a bit fishy and dodgy to me, because it's like Xia Li was gone for weeks, and if you guys really cared that much, you know, you didn't ever show that you were wondering where she was and stuff like that. But anyway, I digress. They came to try and interrupt the match and stuff like that, and tell Xia Li to kind of come back to her senses. Xia Li ignored them. Boa as well was ringside and tried to get them off the apron and stuff like that. We had Xia Li defeat her opponent very, very quickly. That kick that she's been doing. Just took her head off, pinned her, 1, 2, 3, was done. Beat her up a bit more, kicked her out the ring. We saw again Caden Carter. I need to get this right. She walked up to Tian Shah, which is this mysterious figure in the, in the chair and stuff like that. And then Xia Li turned round back to kind of attack Caden Carter and Casey Catanzaro. Shah took hold of Boa and kind of choked him somewhat before Xia Li and Boa kind of collected themselves and stood by Shah's side. Yeah, they're really doing something with Xia Li. I would like to see Boa in the ring. Like, they signed him way back and put him in that breakout tournament and stuff like that. And he's had a couple of appearances after that, but we haven't seen much of him at all. We will probably see this figure Shah get in the ring before we see Boa. If that's his role, that's his role. But yeah, I just want to see his training that he done when Xia Li done training as well. I want to see it pay off. So yeah, we will see how that goes. But again, Xia Li looking really, really strong here. Next up, we had one of the most funny yet goofy segments. The Way. Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, and Austin Theory came down to the ring. Johnny Gargano, it was said by Austin Theory a couple of days ago on Twitter that he can't compete at TakeOver because he's injured, etc., etc. That Austin Theory is going to take it out on Kushida on NXT. Because the injury is an arm injury, right? Yet he is being wheelchaired down to the ring. They pick him up, put him on the top turnbuckle, bring the wheelchair into the ring so he can sit on it, and he delivers a promo saying how he was looking forward to the match with Kushida. However, now he can't wrestle the match because he's injured and he's in a wheelchair and all of this kind of stuff. And I was absolutely laughing my head off. Like, you've broken your arm or whatever the case is, and you're in a wheelchair being pushed around because you can't walk or what. Sorry, jokes. So yeah, I think he thought he can hold on to his North American Championship and not defend it at TakeOver against Kushida. William Regal basically came out and told him, look, you were cleared yesterday. We all know this. So either Austin Theory defends it for you tonight or you lose your championship. And he declined both options. He asked Kushida, what does Kushida want to do? And Kushida was standing behind the Way as they were speaking to William Regal. So yeah, a little fight broke out there. He knocked over Austin Theory, knocked over Johnny Gargano. Candice LeRae was trying to get her hands on him, but Indy Hartwell was holding her back. And the women were in the ring, ready for their semi-final Dusty Classic match. It led us on to their match, which was Candice LeRae and Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell versus Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. This was a really good match as well. The women left everything out there. They really showed off their talents. Obviously, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell playing the heels here, and Candice LeRae doing a lot of the heavy lifting in some places. But Indy Hartwell looked really good. I'm really coming around to her. Not that I didn't like her or anything before. Obviously, we just hadn't seen her much or anything like that. But I think Indy Hartwell is really turning into a good performer. Definitely character-wise, chilling with these guys in the Way and stuff. She's learning a lot and is coming across. However, they were unfortunate here, didn't get the win. We saw Ember Moon deliver that Eclipse. That move is excellent. Candice LeRae sold it brilliantly as well. She fell into the firing line of Shotzi Blackheart, who was on the other turnbuckle. Indy Hartwell, who was the active member of the tag team at the time, went to cover Candice LeRae and protect her, lie on top of her. And then you see Shotzi Blackheart do like a senton onto Indy Hartwell, onto Candice LeRae. She pinned Indy Hartwell. So we're going to get Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart in the Dusty Classic Women's Final, taking on Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. And, as they went up the entranceway and went to the cup, Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai came out. They had an exchange of words. really good, really good. You know, this final looks very, very good. Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez. I still have my money on Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai to win. I just think those two are awesome. Raquel Gonzalez came in as a heavy for Dakota Kai, and her star has shown. You know, she's really, really good. So I'm really, really looking forward to that match. So yeah. Right, guys, before we get on to the next match on the card, please make sure you've hit the thumbs up button. I thoroughly appreciate it every time you guys smash the like button. It does loads for the channel. So please make sure you've hit the thumbs up button. Thank you very much. Next up on the show, we had Austin Theory versus Kushida. Austin Theory, again, continues to impress for me. Really, really good. Continues to impress. Kashida's very good. We know he's very good. Character work, in my opinion, is a bit limited, but he's going to give us a good match. And he did that. You know, he was very quick and nimble against Austin Theory. Austin Theory, obviously now, plus he's put an extra muscle, the bigger guy, but still hasn't lost his agility and stuff. And obviously we had Johnny Gargano doing his foolishness at ringside as well. And this match, Kushida was, I guess, against it with Johnny Gargano on the outside. Eventually, when he looked like he was going into the match, Johnny Gargano involved himself. So the match was thrown out with no winner. We did see a spot from Dexter Loomis pulling Austin Theory under the ring. Johnny Gargano then went to retrieve Austin Theory and actually pulled out Dexter Loomis. Austin Theory and ran back into the ring. He got put in a hoverboard lock by Kushida, and then Johnny Gargano as well. Loomis attacked Austin Theory in the ring, and then Kushida stood tall with the NXT North American Championship. Does that mean he's not going to win it on the weekend? I think that Kushida should win it. I think Kushida should win it. The title's not doing anything for Johnny Gargano, in my opinion. Or should I even say he's not doing anything for the title? He's very good right now. He's very comedic. He's still obviously Johnny Gargano going to give us a brilliant match. But I just feel like that title could be establishing somebody else. I don't feel like Johnny Gargano needs to be holding that title, especially for a very, very long reign. If it was just a kind of short reign to get it on somebody else, which I hope that this is, that Kushida is going to pick it up on Sunday, then yeah, that's the correct thing to do. But I don't think that Johnny Gargano should have this title to, you know, maybe the next takeover, which may be like around WrestleMania. I don't think so personally. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. So yeah, we're looking forward to the North American Championship match. Next up on the show, we had the commentary team were talking, right? And then you start hearing like loud revs of a car or something, or a bike or something. We eventually pan to the car park, right? Lamborghini's driving in. So I thought straight away, Pat McAfee must be here with, you know, Pete Dunne. They're going to do a segment on Pete Dunne and Finn Balor and all of that kind of stuff, those guys. Then I thought, okay, maybe if it's not Pat McAfee, it's Bad Bunny. Maybe he's turning up to NXT for whatever reason. I don't know. Out steps Cameron Grimes. Out steps Cameron Grimes, and you know what? He was wearing this like brown suit, no shirt underneath, or like a brown jacket and trousers, brown hat. Steps out the Lamborghini, loads of cash in his pocket. He throws it at some guys and tells them to like park his car like they're valets, which they're not. He walks into the NXT arena from the back, and he basically gets into the ring, and he gives this whole spiel about how he invested in GameStop, how he invested in Dogecoin. Now he's rich. If you follow those kind of things, and which I kind of do, all this investing kind of news, I think this is WWE trying to be current. And yeah, he was just saying that no one can tell him what to do or anything. He's in charge of himself now. He answers to himself, etc., etc. Look, I like Cameron Grimes. I think he's a great character. As far as I'm concerned, I think this segment probably shouldn't have come to in front of the crowd because it was just a bit weird. I don't think his actual promo bit of talking about how he got this rich came across because he was shouting and getting really excited. It turned kind of Ric Flairish at times as well, like old school Ric Flair, or even what Ric Flair done on Raw the other day. I just think that maybe this should have been a segment where, yeah, he's rich. He comes into the arena, but he goes backstage and kind of throws money at William Regal as well. Since he was saying that William Regal can't tell him nothing, go and throw money at William Regal backstage and say, you know, I listen to nobody now, sort of thing. Yeah, I just don't think it worked in front of the crowd, and it lost his way, and he started spitting everywhere. And like I say, he turned Ric Flair, and yeah, I don't know. It went from something that was really funny to just okay. But yeah, I like Cameron Graham, so I'm prepared to give this a second go and see where they're gonna go with this. But yeah, Cameron Grimes is back on NXT. Last but not least, guys, we had the men's Dusty Classic semi-final match. Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa versus Grizzled Young Veterans. We had a backstage promo by Ciampa with Thatcher before this match, and he referred to them as Toothless Timmy and Old Man Ciampa. He referred to himself. So I guess that's what the internet's been calling them. But yeah, I called for this team to be put together for this Dusty Classic. Not saying obviously WWE listened to me, but once I saw these two going at it and I knew Dusty Classic was around the corner, I thought these two would be a really good team. And to be honest, they have proved that. However, Grizzled Young Veterans, guys that made it to the final last year and probably should have won it last year, gave them an excellent match, gave them so much to think about it. And you can see that because of who they were taking on, their their game raised themselves, that they were actually really putting in work to match the caliber of who they were up against in the ring in Thatcher and Ciampa. A really brutal match. Obviously, we saw some athletic kind of moves as well, but yeah, in the end, we saw Zach Gibson and James Drake hit Ciampa with the Ticket to Mayhem finisher. And Zach Gibson pinned Ciampa whilst James Drake was keeping Timothy Thatcher out the ring. So Grizzled Young Veterans move on to the Dusty Classic final, the men's Dusty Classic final against MSK. And for me, this was really important that this was the right thing to happen because I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of sick of seeing, with the men anyway, non-tag teams win the Dusty Classic. I just think it's, you know, you're putting two stars together just to be a tag team, but it's like, come on, there's talent there, you know? So Grizzled Young Veterans versus MSK, two actual tag teams, gonna go at it in the final. And then, of course, the winner gets a position against, or so to say, becomes number one contender against the actual tag team champions. That'll be very good. And for the women, I guess it's a bit different because they are just establishing this cup and they don't have many female tag teams anyway. But for the men, this has been overdue for a while that an actual tag team wins the Dusty Classic. So really happy to see. And that concludes NXT. So, you know, we've got the women's match set, the men's match set, and then in terms of the Dusty Classics, both matches for the NXT titles set as well. We've got Johnny Gargano versus Kushida for the North American Championship as well. I think I'm forgetting the match as well, but yeah, probably about 5 or 6 matches on the night. Gonna be very, very good. Gonna be very, very entertaining, as takeovers always are. And like I said, I'm gonna do a prediction show later. I say later on this week, but just tomorrow, Friday, on this channel. So definitely look out for that. Follow me on social media, my Instagram and Twitter, both WrestleManiac UK, so you know when we're gonna go live. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think. What do you think of Cameron Grimes, this new gimmick? And what did you think of Johnny Gargano trying to get out the North American Championship match? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. And if you enjoyed today's review, please make sure you give us a big thumbs up. Smash that like button. And if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop a new video. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you soon.